Gonna come in, get this ready here, pick up my hands. So, all right, so we're gonna get connected to our monitor. So I'm verbalizing, I want EKG, end tidal CO2, I want a blood pressure, I'm gonna start, and I want end tidal O2. End tidal O2 and on. Gonna give you some oxygen to breathe here. Turn my oxygen up to minimum of 8, so we'll go above 10. Make sure my APL valve is open, so it's on minimum. All right, gonna have you take 3 really deep breaths for me, all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Also, if you can't do that, I'm verbalizing. I want 3 minutes, 100% FiO2, and I want end tidal O2 85 or greater. Those are my 3 parameters I'm looking for.
How many liters a minute is 100%?
Good question. Anything. I can have it down to 2 liters a minute, and that's 100%. Because all you're getting is pure oxygen. So it's not liters based, it's based on what's coming out. So when it's only oxygen, the liters are irrelevant, all of this is 100%. When I start mixing in, that's when we start getting 50% O2, 60%. Make sense? Good question.
Now, obviously different with the nasal cannula,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because now what you're doing is delivering that with a mask coming from the machine is 100%. So it doesn't matter about the lead.
So he's got that end tidal O2 is above 85. So I'm going to talk to Chris and I'm going to say, all right, we're going to give some lidocaine and we're going to give some propofol. So we'll say he's 70. So we're going to give 70 of lidocaine, which is 3.5 mLs. And then we're going to give propofol, so we're going to give 140, which is 14 mLs. So once he gives that, I am waiting for loss of lid reflex. That propofol is circulating. There we go. Sleepy eyes are, I think he's asleep. There we go. He's asleep. All right. He's lost lid reflex. So I've checked. I'm now going to verbalize. I'm going to tape his eyes. Tape his eyes. Then we're going to place the LMA. So I'm going to take this off. So notice with this, there's no paralytic given. It's just lidocaine and propofol. And it'll be pretty difficult to get a good seal on this guy. But we'll pretend that we do. So I got it in there. Got it connected. I'm going to close my APL valve. And I'm going to give him breaths. And we'll pretend that he's getting good breaths. Want to make sure that my pressures do not go above 20, again, because you don't want to compromise the sphincter and fill his belly with air. Once I got that, get my agent on, and then you have to verbalize. I'm either going to continue to manually bag him, or I'm going to flip him over to the ventilator, PSV Pro. You have to mention ventilator, PSV Pro. Again, with this, same thing we've done in the O2 sequences. You want to see chest rise. You want to see condensation here in the circuit, and the LMA in the circuit, and positive end tidal CO2, which lets me know I've got a good seal. He doesn't get a good seal. When you bag him, you'll hear he has a big leak. It's just because he's a simulation medication. So I'm going to switch him over to the vent, and then I'm going to mention I'm putting this on PSV Pro. That's it. This is, you just mentioned PSV Pro. For clinical practice, for real life, to get this type of machine on PSV Pro, you hit the little papers. You go to ventilation mode, you click it, you go down to PSV Pro, click it again, you set your pressure support. It's patient dependent, but I'll just say for him 5, and we're good. I verbalize it, I'm gonna take this, and I'm good. Agent's on, gotta turn my flows down, see? So we'll go down to 1 and 1.
What is PSV Pro?
It's pressure support. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what.
So coming from somebody who didn't have PSV Pro in that training, PSV Pro was introduced as the first ventilation mode for the LMA. Otherwise, before that, it was your hand. There was no ventilation mode approved for an LMA use. PSV Pro is pressure support that allows you to turn them on a vent